Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers as it concerns their third scrimmage game. It was against the Washington Wizards. The Lakers basically just came to play without LeBron James and without Anthony Davis being on the court, but it was no problem for this Los Angeles Lakers team to get another W against a team that's competing for a playoff run. And honestly, it's one of those type of games where we just have to appreciate how teamwork and just stepping up to the paint for them to get this win against a Washington Wizards team. And I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about what I saw and what's the expectations moving forward when it comes to the couple days left until the NBA restart, which begins on Thursday, July 30th, against the LA Clippers. And it will be basically the official start of the NBA restart, with 8 games. And it's just a lot of riding on this when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. And guys, I just want to get right into it, so let's just get started. So, guys, the Lakers got a win against the Washington Wizards. It was, I believe, their third scrimmage game. They got a win against them. I believe the total was 123 to 116. Like I said in the beginning, they played without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Obviously, it was a good move by Frank Vogel for not continuously playing their superstars in a scrimmage game that's like a preseason type of game. So it was one of those type of moments where at this moment, Lakers the Lakers squad needs to learn how to play well with each other without certain superstars being on the court, and that is LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And one of those type of players that stepped up in a huge way was J.R. Smith, who had 20 points, and I believe he had 5 rebounds out there tonight. And not only that, Dion also had 18 points, and I believe he had 7 assists, something like that. Like always, I'll put the correct stats of the Los Angeles Lakers performance tonight against the Wizards on this video, so you guys can check them out. But overall, really, the Lakers in general, they just came to play. I mean, it was just amazing how these two players stepped up their role, being sort of a role players that are coming off the bench type of players. But it still remains to be seen if somehow Frank Vogel will mix the starting lineup, if you will. I'm not sure if he will do so, but it still remains to be seen who will be starting in place of Avery Bradley, who was the starter for the Los Angeles Lakers for the past couple of games into the 2019-2020 season. So it could be J.R. Smith, who will be his replacement. It could be KCP, or it could be Dion Waiters. You never know. But another player in mind that could be in the conversation to take a lot of minutes and potentially could show a lot of his presence on the court, and that is Caruso, who also had a great performance out there tonight with 17 points, and I believe he had maybe 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. I mean, it was just amazing. He really showed up for the Los Angeles Lakers in this scrimmage game against the Washington Wizards. It was a great performance on his end, and he's doing a lot for himself when it comes to being a huge contributor to this team. Doing all the right things when it comes to working out and staying in the bubble, not breaking any rules, unlike some players who broke some rules, like Lou Williams from the LA Clippers. So it's one of those type of moments where you just have to appreciate how the Lakers are following all certain protocols and guidelines that the NBA is implementing for all players when it comes to the bubble and for them to participate with their teams. And Caruso is one of those type of players who was supposed to attend a wedding that I heard of a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately he couldn't because due to the COVID-19 and spreading that potentially if somehow he comes back and maybe gets it from where he went to and start spreading it to the Lakers team. But it wasn't like that, and Alex Caruso just came to play tonight, so great job on his end. And for J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters, great job tonight on their end. Hopefully, I would love to see those three combinations of these particular players when it comes to coming off the bench and just playing it the way that they did against a team like the Washington Wizards, who are not a bad team themselves. They are fighting for a playoff run for the 8th spot, and still remains to be seen if they will potentially, somehow, knock out the I believe it's the Orlando Magic who have the 8th spot. But things might change in those 8 games once the NBA restart begins in a couple of days. So great job for Alex Caruso and J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters. When it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, I mean, the players in mind that just really showed up, in my opinion, was Danny Green, who had, I believe, 13, maybe it was 12 points out there tonight. I mean, most of his scoring out there was from the 3-point line, and that's what we all wanted from Danny Green once he joined the Los Angeles Lakers last offseason. So it was one of those type of games where we just had to see if he still has that capability to shoot threes, where we need to rely on him when it comes to that sort of instance. But it's just one of those type of games that that he was just ready to go and showed up and in certain stats that he put out there. But that depends on the certain players around him that will be that facilitator throughout the game, and that was J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters, and also Alex Caruso out there. So great job tonight for Danny Green. Players that really stepped up in my eyes throughout this scrimmage game was Quinn Cook. Okay, for the past almost 3 games now into the scrimmage games, Quinn Cook really showed his presence out there. I mean, the guy really wanted to be a huge contributor to this team when it comes to, certain players are not going to be a attended team like Avery Bradley, and, with the injury to Rajon Rondo, more minutes are going to be implemented to certain players like Quinn Cook and an Alex Caruso, and also you can make the argument for like Dion Waiters, who I believe there was a report a couple of months ago before he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers where there was discussions for him to be signed. The implication was that he wants more minutes and he wants his role to be more improved if he's going to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. And with the absence of Rajon Rondo, the minutes that are going to be implemented to these particular players will be a huge help for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward with the 8 games into the NBA restart. And certain teams that are going to be that the Lakers are going to be playing against are going to be so a little bit challenging for them, but at the same time, with more minutes and the way certain players played tonight, it's just going to be something that the Lakers really need to step up when it comes to that particular strategy. And hopefully at the end of the day, Quinn Cook, if he steps up, I know he will step up. I mean, obviously, but if he continues to give us like a 9, maybe 12-point game, which he did average tonight, a 12-point game out there tonight. So if he gives us 9, maybe 12 points, but that still depends if he is going to be a huge help or if his role is increased when it comes to certain roles that Frank Vogel is going to be putting out there when it comes to certain players. But overall, Quinn Cook showed up out there tonight, so great job on his end. Certain G League players from the South Bay Lakers showed up as well. One of those players in mind that really stood out to me, and that was Deontay Caycock. I mean, the guy was really showing up for this Los Angeles Lakers team when it comes to certain players that are not playing out there tonight that really gave the opportunity for these two G League players from the South Bay Lakers to really show their presence when it comes to them participating with the Los Angeles Lakers. When it's all said and done, when it comes to the NBA restart, they're going to be a huge contributor to the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to, you know, God forbid, knock on wood, that any players in mind that will, you know, somehow get injured, you will have the reliance of two of these guys that really stepped up in a huge way with Dion, who had, I believe, a triple-double out there tonight with 11 points and 10 rebounds. And then the other player that I'm talking about was Giannis's brother, who also had 9 points out there, and I believe he had like 8 rebounds and like 2 blocks. I mean, like always, I'll put the stats of the Los Angeles Lakers in tonight's game so you guys can check them out. But you know, those certain players, they stepped up in a huge way on their end. And overall, really, when it comes to this Lakers team, they stepped up, they showed up, and they dominated against this Washington Wizards team. And I cannot say any more that I appreciate how this Lakers team stepped up without the presence of the two superstars who did not play tonight, and that was LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I mean, that's what I really want from this team, to not always rely on these superstars to, you know, give us a huge lead, or somehow, you know, in certain games that they somehow need the leadership of these two superstars to lead them to win games. That's not always the expectations that me personally, coming as a fan perspective, that I want to see from certain players. I mean, I want other players around each other to really step up their roles when it comes to certain players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis that need to take a breather, or just need to take a 10-minute break, and, you know, somehow just have certain players around them to just step up their roles. And that's what I witnessed in tonight's game with J.R. Smith, Dion Waiters, Alex Caruso especially, and Quinn Cook especially as well. And hopefully at the end of the day, when it comes to the rest of the team, like KCP and you know, Danny Green, you know, Dwight Howard, etc., all of those players in mind that are not, you know, certain superstars like Anthony Davis and LeBron James, I hope they will step up their role at the end of the day and just bring us wins and, you know, certain leads, and, you know, not always rely on certain players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis at the end of the day. And, you know, with the 8 games that are going to be in effect in these next couple of days, there's a lot of riding on this when it comes to what sort of record that the Lakers are going to be getting when it comes to these 8 games. Like if they will get a five wins out of, I believe 3 losses. That's my prediction. But if somehow the Lakers can go 8-0, that would be great as well. But, you know, certain teams might be challenging for the Lakers when it comes to these 8 games. But overall, really, with enough teamwork and enough passion, and like somehow, you know, they just, when it comes to the Lakers, they just step up. We can obviously see a championship team in the making moving forward when it comes to you know, going into the playoffs. And, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes all down to it, this is the Lakers' best chance of winning a championship this year. I mean, they have all the ingredients to make that happen, and hopefully it does when it comes to you know, moving forward with the you know, with the progress of the NBA season. And hopefully at the end of the day, certain cases of coronaviruses when it comes to players not make a huge overwhelming resort to somehow, if the NBA might shut down, or, you know, just hopefully it doesn't happen. But I'm just rambling right now. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all that good social media stuff. And guys, please give me your thoughts about the Lakers scrimmage game for the past couple of games, and, you know, this one in particular. What do you guys think about the performances of the Lakers squad without LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Did you like the performance of J.R. Smith, Dion Waiters, Alex Caruso, maybe Quinn Cook? Who was this player in mind that really surprised you in these scrimmage games? Because, as of right now, the Lakers are now, I believe, maybe 3 games away, maybe 4 games away from the NBA restart. They're going to be playing on July 30th against the LA Clippers, which it will be a contested game to be watching, and I just really can't wait to watch that particular game. And it's just going to be very interesting to watch the combination of, how LeBron and Anthony Davis will play with J.R. Smith or Dion Waiters and the rest of the Lakers squad. Aren't they the same team that they have always been before the COVID-19 epidemic came in effect in March? Still remains to be seen about that, and I just really can't wait for the NBA restart to finally begin, and we can finally see Lakers basketball begin once again, and I just really can't wait to see that in the next couple of days. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Guys, make sure to like all my social media sites: Facebook ZSPN, Twitter @ZSPN_sports. Like always, I'll leave the links in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites, and of course subscribe to the channel like always. Share my videos, comment, and like this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.